So it is week 2 of marathon training this week, and this is my third run of the week, my easy run for today. I'm just doing an easy 4 miles, and so far this week I've done 2 other runs. I've done a interval session and a hill session as well. So that's been the structure of this week so far. So 4 runs, increasing it slightly from last week with the 3 runs, and the interval session, that was basically focusing on doing some intervals at 7:30. So my goal time for the marathon is 3 hours 30, so aiming towards that kind of just under 8 minute a mile pace. So started off this week with some intervals, 7.5 minutes each, 6 of them in total. As I go through the plan, I'm going to be upping the interval speed, reducing the break time in between them. So I had a 2-minute break in between each one. I'll probably decrease that slightly towards the end, but that's what I did with my first interval session. 6 miles in total. So kind of mile warm up, then doing my intervals in between, then about a mile and a bit cool down. So that was my first session of the week. Second one was my hill session. Haven't done some hill repeats in a while, so that was kind of fun, I suppose. And that was just doing again some repeats of about 2 minutes, about 5 or 6 of those, and then jogging down gently after. So today's run, 4 mile easy run. I've got 1 other run this week planned over the weekend. That'll be a longer easy run, about 8 or 9 miles maybe, but an hour on feet and probably a bit more. I'm doing 8 miles easy. Probably a good bit more actually, yeah. And plan for today's run is to bring you a point of interest at the end. So I mentioned in my previous video, my first vlog, week 1, that I'm going to be trying to find a point of interest each week. So just something that's interesting on my run. And of course, early on in my runs, I'll probably be bringing you things that are close by to me here in Brighton. So check out last week's vlog if you want to see the point of interest for that week. And then this week, at the end of this run, I'll bring you a point of interest and I'll show you what the focus for this week is going to be as well. So that is the plan. So I'll tune in with you again at the end of this run and bring you a point of interest, which is going to be more urban this week, just as a bit of a clue. And as you can see, it's pretty foggy up here today, so quite misty. You can't really see the town in the different distance. Usually you can see Brighton in the distance there, but that's obscured by the fog today. You can just see the outline of the marina there, but nothing really beyond that. And also some very exciting news to bring you this week. Well, exciting news for me. Anyway, I think it's exciting. Signed up for my first race for next year, which is my first trail marathon. So, Brighton Trail Marathon in June next year, and I've only signed up to run that with my partner, so just to kind of, go along for support. But that's really exciting. Got my first race booked in for next year. I've got some others in the pipeline as well, but I won't say what they are right now. I don't want to tempt fate and not end up getting a place for them, but I'm really hoping, fingers crossed, I can sign up for those and then have a couple of other things to work towards, a couple of other goals for 2022 to build towards as well. So very exciting. So like I said earlier on, today's point of interest is a bit more urban. So we've come down to the town off the cliffs and we're almost at the point of interest today. So I'm just going to show you it. It's just over here. So today's point of interest is on Trafalgar Lane in Brighton. Well, most of the things I'm about to show you are on Trafalgar Lane anyway. And in Brighton, one of the things that we've got is a lot of really nice artistic graffiti around. So Trafalgar Lane is just one of those areas where we've got a number of different pretty impressive street art and graffiti pieces. So I'm going to show you some of those. So let's have a look. So it's a different kind of cross training today. Out on the skateboard, gonna go meet up with a few people and then have a bit of a cruise along Brighton seafront. So yeah, slightly different cross training today. It is run 4 of the week, so final run, my Sunday run, and this one's an easy 7 miles, just up on the cliffs again. It's been a good week overall, so pleased with how my cross training's gone. I managed to get 2 sea swims in this week and do my strength exercises, and also to get some skateboarding in there as well. Mix it up a bit. It's not something I do really regularly, so it's always nice to do that and go out skateboarding with some friends as well. So been a really good week overall. I was planning to do 8 miles today, but I did an extra mile for my run earlier this week, so I'm actually going to do 1 less today. I don't want to be upping the miles too much quickly, so that is the plan. So just, doing maximum 22, I said to myself this week, and then that'll be it. Feeling a bit sluggish today, probably a little bit like that boat that is full of cargo. So like I said, I'm slowly upping it each week, and next week the only real change is going to be to do a longer run at marathon pace. Not too long, I think maybe 10 or 11 miles I've got on my training plan, but that's the only difference for next week. Otherwise, just trying to keep the cross training up and just really seeing how I feel as I'm kind of increasing things. So that is the plan. So week 2 done. Tune in for week 3 next week, and I'll be bringing you another point of interest on my run. So this week's was the graffiti walk, and then I'll have to have a think about what's going to be the point of interest for next week. Cheers for tuning in, and see you next week.